Welcome in Deseret News Rewind, the scheduled video. Dusty, Litster, and Dane. Stewart, as always, presented by Highland Associates, brought to you by the Utah Army National Guard, outfitted by Black Clover. Let's not waste any time. Dane, we had a great week.
Yeah, we did. I'm feeling really good, Dusty.
We both go 9-1.
Yeah.
9-1.
Yeah.
Best week we've had yet. But someone else had one better. Luke Rogers. Who is this guy?
I'm never going to catch up to Luke. Luke, I'm just going to give you the award right now, man. Congratulations. 10-0.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
You know, Deseret News, we've had the Feltz facts for all those years. We're just going to go, hey, Luke Rogers, you just tell us who wins. We're going to go that route.
He's going to become my new source. Hashtag sources. I'll just ask Luke.
Congratulations, Luke, going 10-0 on the week. And let's get into week number 6. And this might be the toughest week yet. I know we've got 6 and 4 some other weeks. This is really, really tough. We're going to start out with the big one, okay? Roy at Davis.
Man. Yes, we are. This is a good one. This is a candidate for our game of the week. It's going to be televised this week. Not by us. But, you look at how good Davis has been this year. We had them at that coveted 25 spot in our top 25. We knew they'd be improved. They've looked that way. This Roy team, I think, they got a nice win this last week over Syracuse. Had to come from behind. They trailed 2-0 in that ball game. It was a squirrely 10-5 game, actually. There's a fun fact for you. I think this Davis offense, this is going to be a good test for them because I don't know if they've gone up. Harriman, I think good defense. I don't know if they've gone up against a defense quite like Roy. I think Roy is also pretty strong offensively. They're going to try to keep that ball in possession of the Royals, not give it away. But this game at Davis, I think Davis has something to prove. I'm going to go with the Darts at home in a big win over Roy. This
is so interesting. This is one of those games I can see going many ways. And I like Trujillo, and I like the running game, Ferguson and crew there at Davis. But just for the sake of us not I'm going to go Roy.
All right.
Fred Fernandez and crew. I think it's going to be a good one. That's going to be on Friday Night Rivals.
Hey, it could happen.
It could. Absolutely. This is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
All right. Since we're here, Bountiful at Bonneville.
Well, I'll tell you, I think this Bountiful team, wasn't looking good late in that game against Woods Cross. They made plays they needed to get a big win and a big rivalry. You wonder how much energy that took out. Bonneville, I feel like flying high. That city injury, I think, really important. I don't know what the status is. We're at Bonneville. They were one of my teams to keep an eye on. I'm going to ride with the Lakers in this one. I think this is a great game in Region 5, and it may be for the early and continuation of the region. This might be region championship.
Yeah, this is really interesting because got to know how good Bonneville is. If City's out for a whole game, that's going to be interesting too. And again, we'll try to figure that one out. I'm going over my head over and over again how this game is going to go. I'm going to go Bonneville.
Okay.
If Du Bois just gets the ball 30 times.
That kid had a big game against Woods Cross.
And Cornelius, Bountiful has the potential of just exploding.
Yep.
But Bonneville, we're going to go opposites. I'm going to go Bountiful.
Oh, when you get the answer you want, folks, take it.
See, you stay quiet on him. He does listen to me. I'm very impressed. Olympus at Highland.
Another great game, and Highland coming off that loss, Olympus coming off a loss. But I think Olympus, what we saw from them against a really good Brighton team is encouraging if you're a Titan fan. This Highland team, I feel like they're going to get things figured out. They're getting better. I think it's just a lack of practice, a lack of being organized due to COVID, the restrictions they had. This game at Highland, I'm going to go with the Titans. I think you build off of hanging close with Brighton this last week. I got Olympus.
No, I agree with you. I think that Olympus, I don't know. It's interesting because Highland's kind of gone up and down. We'll see where that is. And I'm glad they're getting to play this game at Highland.
Yeah.
That's just awesome. I'm going to go Ole, too. I think Ole's starting to figure things out. I think Rice is going to have a good night. They got a number of guys. And Brighton is that good, folks. This is, more like the mid-2000s, or maybe even mid-2010s with Fahoko and Emily Lund and those guys, and Drew Jensen. All right, Maple Mountain at Wasatch.
Boy, another good one here in Region 8, and two teams that have looked really strong in the early going. I know that Maple Mountain offense, they got a lot of options, and Nelson's had a really good year this year. He's got a lot of receiving targets. You talked about Wright. We know best. We saw him have big games earlier in the year this year, and of course Hall. Can't forget old Hall out there. But I think this Wasatch defense is going to be ready to go. I think this might be one of the better defenses Wasatch or Maple Mountain has faced. I typically like to ride with defense in these sort of matchups. It's up the mountain. I'm going to go with the Wasps.
Oh, I'm going to go Maple Mountain. I think there's too much offensive firepower with Maple Mountain, and so Waite, Scioli, Hall from Nelson. I'm going with the Golden Eagles. I'm liking the fact that we're picking a lot of opposites here.
Yeah.
Cedar City at Dixie.
kind of a sneaky game here. Cedar City off to a good start. Dixie took them a couple weeks. I think it's an impressive win this last week for Dixie, gritting it out the way they did. I have the Flyers this week.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Flyers too. Cedar City can score points, but I'm gonna go with the Flyers over the Reds. Park City at Stansbury.
Two teams that look to be some of the cream of the crop in Region 10. Of course, Mountain View there as well. Park City with an impressive win this week. Another team that had to replace so many seniors off of last year's squad, and time just helping the minors in their development. Really played well on both sides of the ball this last week. But this Stansbury team is legitimate. And every Region 10 coach you talk about how these two and Mountain View, those are really the top three teams. We get to see two of them go head-to-head. Out in Tooele, Park City is going to come down for it. I'm going to ride with the momentum of the minors. That being said, this Stansbury team, they are really strong. I think they beat Tooele this last week, if I recall correctly. Yep. They are really good, but I'm going to go with Park City.
You know, it's interesting. I think there's going to be 100 combined points scored in the second half. Both teams have done that this year. Green Canyon and against Pineview. I'm going to go with Stansbury. I think the Stallions are playing really good football and going to be a high-scoring game. Morgan at Summit Academy.
For me, it's the Bears. The way this offense is playing, Dusty, it's going to be hard, I think, for a lot of 3A defenses to stand up to him. I got Summit Academy.
Too. Joe Garlick. By the way, Joe Garlick got the Tombstone reference last week.
Yes, he did, yeah.
Very proud of you, young man, knowing your movies. We're going to go there. I'm going with Summit Academy. Right. Here's a tricky one. Grantsville at Beaver.
You know, Dusty, this game is no longer just, well, not this game, this pick. You can't just ride Beaver for the sake of Beaver in this one. Grantsville's been impressive this year. That being said, they have one loss on the year. It was to North Sanpete in the opening week. They gave up 47 points against that spread offense. Fortunately for Grantsville, Beaver doesn't run spread, but they run the option about as good as you can. I'm going to go with Beaver in this one. Look, I have learned a very difficult lesson over the last couple of years. You pick Beaver. I got the Beavers.
He picks Beaver. I'm picking Grantsville.
All right.
See the opposites. This is awesome. All right, Skyview at Ridgeline.
Yeah, Ridgeline had to kind of grit out an impressive win this last week. I think Skyview really showed they are the cream of the crop in Region 12. Is that right?
There's so many numbers.
11. Up in Cache Valley, Skyview's the best there is. I got the Bobcats.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Skyview and Ridgeline, the reigning 4A champions and a team that is playing really good. Yeah. Ridgeline's playing very good football, the Riverhawks. I'll go Skyview. Isaac Larson's having a great year.
Don't forget about the quarterback Carlson, but that's cool.
I know, but I'm just...
You talk about the icing, Dusty. How's that for a reference?
I know. It's just...
By the way, Larson, nothing against you, man. I like to
Colin Coward's my guy.
Give Dusty some flack whenever I can.
Yeah, I'm staying there. PG at Corner Canyon.
You know, it's one of those where that PG-Lehigh game, PG off to a big lead, Lehigh comes back, takes the lead, PG kind of had to grit it out late, make some big plays, and they did. Hats off to him. You wonder how much of that was really thinking about this game coming up, and Corner Canyon flying high, top 15 in the country right now, and number one team in the state, got the longest winning streak in the state going. For the Vikings, they have the offensive weapons to score points in this game, but I don't think you can keep up with Corner Canyon in this. I got the Chargers.
Yeah, it's just strictly how many points can you score, and good luck trying to keep up with Corner Canyon. A couple nicked up guys on both sides of both teams, and it'll be very interesting. But I'm going to go Corner Canyon too. I think this can be close. I think it can be high scoring. I just don't know that you got enough firepower.
Define close.
56-42.
Okay.
I'm in an old Bingham Jordan game from way back when.
Yeah.
And all right, let's get to it. What?
Nothing. I was going to say, PG could talk about scoring 6 touchdowns against that vaunted Corner Canyon defense.
Yes, they could, if they do.
That's an inside joke.
Let's go to our game of the week pick. This is going to be tough. AF at Skyridge.
Yeah. I don't really know where to go with this one, Dusty. At Skyridge, both these two teams like to air it out. McKay Hillstead, the sophomore, has just been impressive, able to sling it, uses his athletic ability. I think that Skyridge defense has been really impressive this year as well. You can look at comparable games. They've both played very similarly. I'm going to go with the Falcons here. I'm going to go with Skyridge. Early in the year I said I thought AF was one of the few teams that could compete with Corner Canyon. I still think they're in that class. I've just been so impressed with what we've seen from Skyridge this year. And I think Hillstead, look, if you can slow him down, you got a great shot to win. You can say the same thing about Madsen. I don't see either of these defenses slowing down. Folks, I'm going to plan on sleeping in Friday morning so I can be alert and awake when this game's being played at 1:30 a.m. because we're in quadruple overtime in an 80-80 ball game. I'm going with Skyridge, but this game is going to be close.
We mentioned this after, I think it was week two or week 3. This is a family battle. Papa McKinney is going to have to wear the shirt that 2 teams, 1 family, as Coach Beam and Coach Lehman are brothers-in-law. And this will be fun because this game is going to be off the charts. You're going to want to tune into this one, as Dane said. I don't know if we have enough lights on the scoreboard for Hillstead and Maddox Madsen and all the weapons that are out on the field. Oh, man. You took Skyridge.
Yep.
I'm taking AF.
All right.
I've said they're the number 2 team in the state. Well, who are we without our principles if we don't stand by what we believe in? But we're going to find out who is that team this week. That's going to be great. And we're going to have it right here on Deseret News Rewind. Go check out the rest of the videos, top 5 plays in the Deseret News Rewind. Pick against us. If you beat us, we'll talk about you. And again, congratulations to Mr. Rajes for knocking us out once again, going perfect 10-0. For Vince Francis and Dane Stewart, I'm Dusty Litster. Thanks for joining us watching Deseret News Rewind.